Hey, it's me. How are you doing? I can't even imagine what you must be feeling right now. Like walking through a blizzard, having a bunch of different emotions swirling in your face all at the same time. It must be really tough. I know you feel like you can't control yourself, and that in turn makes you feel even worse. But it's okay to feel your emotions, even if you feel them deeper than other people. You don't have to try and stop it. If that's your reaction to a situation, that's completely valid. You don't have to try and get over it quicker or try and pack it up and bury it deep within yourself. I think the first thing that you should do is figure out exactly why you started crying. And I think the best way to do that is to do some journaling. It's really surprising how simply just writing down the same feelings that one has been thinking can help in revealing the truth. Because when you write, you're thinking about things in a different way than if you were just thinking about them in your head. You're trying to form cohesive sentences, and as you try and think about what happened and what you're feeling, your brain kind of helps you understand more and more about what happened. It's kind of like how if you type out an essay, if you don't read it back out loud, it might not make sense. There are probably going to be a lot of errors. But if you read it out loud after, you see all the different errors, all of the different things that you skipped over. In the same regard, writing down your feelings about what happened and your reaction to it can help you identify exactly why you're feeling the way you are. And that might help you in the future to figure out if you're in situations or you're getting to situations where you might start crying again, so you can remove yourself from them. Another tip that I can give, and this is going to be a really difficult one, but it's setting appropriate boundaries. I know, especially with family or people that we have to be around, it's difficult to do that, especially with older people who don't know what that is. They've never had boundaries. They don't know what that term means at all. But nevertheless, it's still very important. It's important to draw the line. And I know it can be really overwhelming for me to say this right now, but I just want you to keep it in the back of your mind. That you have to say, hey, what you're doing, whatever it may be, what you're doing is wrong. It's making me deeply upset. And you need to have a conversation with them about how exactly whatever they're doing affects you. And you need to say, hey, if you want to talk about something, if you're angry or mad about something, we have to talk about it correctly, because I'm not going to respond to you if you just yell at me. also don't want you to use such negative language about yourself. I know you feel so many different emotions and you feel so many different things about yourself. But at the end of the day, you are not stupid. You are not worthless. I know how deeply words can cut into someone, but you're not stupid. You're not worthless. You have every right to feel those feelings. And you cannot keep using those negative terminologies, those negative words, rather. If you keep saying that you're stupid and worthless, or let's say you feel stupid and worthless, even if you're saying that you feel like that, but you don't really feel like you are stupid and worthless all the time, that can quickly snowball into greater self-worth issues. I know I'm knocking on something that's small in the realm of all of this, but it's important to get the details right. If you stop calling yourself those things, it puts you in a better mental state. And I know it doesn't seem like it. If you just stop using those words, it might not seem like, not saying those things are affecting you at all, but they are. Apologies if that doesn't really make sense. All I'm trying to communicate is that you need to stop saying those things to yourself. They're bad. They just reinforce negative models in your mind. I also want you to know that just because you feel emotions deeper than others doesn't mean that that's a bad thing. I have ADHD, and it means that I also have a sort of emotional irregularity. I get angry very easily, but I also get sad very easily. And sometimes it's frustrating. But there's also the flip side of it. I get to experience life in such a beautiful light. I can experience the vivid highs. That also comes at the cost of the bumbling lows. But try and think of the better part of it. Try and think of how your sensitivities make life easier, making it easier to be more compassionate to other people, to other situations. I would rather be exactly who I am than change any part of myself to make myself less than everything that I am. Okay. I'm sorry for that big lecture. It's hard seeing you this sad, and I just want to give you all of the tools that I can so that you can go forward in life. And you can use those tools to your advantage. So, come on. I know you've been thinking for, an hour, maybe 2. Maybe you've been thinking about the situation for far too long. But let's try and distract you and talk about something else. I know it might feel like this feeling might never end. But I'd like to see you do something else right now. Let's choose an activity. And let's do that for 30 minutes. And I want you to give it a good old try for 30 minutes. If you still feel bad, we can try something else. But I want you to know something. We are going to get through this. Okay? We're gonna get through this. Come on. Stand up. Let's look outside the window for a bit. It's almost sunset. Oh, look. There's some kids on bikes. Do you want to go out to the porch and sit on the bench? No? Okay. That's alright too. Would you like to draw? Why don't I put a picture of something on the computer and let's see if we can draw it. Yeah? Alrighty. Let me just get my pens. Let me get my paper. That was really satisfying. I'm gonna do that again. One more time because that was really fun. I don't know why ripping paper is really fun. Alrighty. Come on, let's draw now. If you start thinking about those thoughts again, just try and push them away. You've thought about them long enough. And I'm gonna put a wall up so they can't get through, alright? Can I hug you? I want you to know, when I hug you, none of the bad thoughts can come through. You won't be able to think about anything negative while I hug you, alright? That's a brown bear guarantee. Alright? I love you. I got your back.